Across thousands of years, humans kept returning to the same materials: copper, quartz, and pyramids. Why? It lies quietly where worlds intersect. Metal against motion, crystal against calculation, spirit resting upon a dashboard of gauges and numbers. At first glance, it appears ornamental. Copper spirals bloom outward in 4 directions, each ending in a pointed cone, cradling at the center a pale, translucent crystal cut into a precise pyramid. One modern expression of this ancient logic is the copper-wrapped crystal pyramid. Objects such as this are never merely decorative. They are artifacts of intention. Among crystal workers and esoteric practitioners, it is often called a copper-wrapped crystal energy harmonizer, or a 4-directional amplifier, sometimes even labeled orgone style. But its roots stretch far beyond any modern name. Copper was never chosen for beauty alone. It is a conductor of electricity in the material sense and of subtle movement in the symbolic sense. Plato once wrote that geometry is the language with which the universe is written. The pyramid at the center reflects this understanding. From Egypt to Mesoamerica, the pyramid symbolized ascension, matter refined into awareness. The crystal, likely quartz, is shaped to echo that same geometry, acting as a bridge between the seen and the unseen. Quartz, as modern science confirms, is piezoelectric. It generates charge under pressure. To mystics, this was never coincidence, but confirmation. The 4 copper arms extend outward like compass points: east, west, north, south, birth, death, wisdom, renewal. Laozi taught that balance arises not from force, but from alignment. This object does not impose energy. It listens, gathers, and redirects. Clear quartz is often called the stone that listens. Unlike opaque minerals, quartz reveals itself through transparency. Yet this clarity is deceptive. Within it lies immense complexity. To the ancients, clear quartz was not empty. It was perfectly ordered. In ancient Greece, it was called kristallos, eternal ice, believed to be water frozen beyond time. In Japan, clear quartz symbolized the breath of the white dragon, divine perfection made visible. Across the Americas, indigenous cultures regarded quartz as living stone, capable of holding memory, intention, and spirit. This is why later thinkers, such as Edgar Cayce, described quartz not as a source of power, but as an amplifier of consciousness. Quartz does not create energy. It receives, organizes, and returns it. Like a still lake reflecting the sky, it takes in thought and emotion, filters distortion, and radiates coherence. When shaped into a pyramid, this effect becomes symbolic and structural. The base grounds. The apex ascends. The quartz pyramid becomes a spiritual lens, drawing diffuse forces into focus. Within this device, the quartz does not act alone. It becomes the calm intelligence around which everything else turns. Copper is not wrapped around quartz by accident, nor merely for craftsmanship. The ancients understood copper as a metal of passage, a bridge between worlds. Associated with Venus in alchemy, copper symbolized harmony, conductivity, and the union of opposites. It was soft enough to shape, yet strong enough to endure. Most importantly, it moves. Long before electricity had a name, copper was understood intuitively as a pathway. The spiral wrapping is equally ancient. The spiral predates written language. It appears carved into stone, painted on pottery, traced in labyrinths, echoed in shells and serpents. To Pythagoras, the spiral represented growth without repetition, motion without chaos. Wrapping copper in a spiral around quartz unites motion with order. Quartz stabilizes, copper circulates. The spiral does not trap energy, it invites it to move. As movement follows the copper, it is guided gently inward, toward the quartz core, where it is clarified and redistributed. The ancients would not have said this device blocks anything. They would have said it restores right flow. The hidden state. Hermes Trismegistus taught that the true work is not domination of nature, but cooperation with it. This device is a descendant of that philosophy. It does not command. It listens. It reflects. Ultimately, the ancients would say the power does not reside in the object, but in the relationship between object and bearer. The quartz remembers what it is shown. The copper moves what it is given. And the human, standing between earth and sky, decides what flows through both.